Hey, this is Mark with the Practical Still. It's time to open up another bottle. I'm really excited about this one. We know what kind of wild turkey kick I've been on lately, and I do particularly like the wild turkey ryes. The 101 rye is a staple here in the house for cocktails and for sipping. And I do have one of the Cornerstone, the Master's Keep Cornerstone Release rye that I haven't gotten into yet. But there was a hole in the lineup in the rye, and there wasn't a barrel proof offering of the rye to go along with the rare breed bourbon. But they fixed that, and it hadn't been that long ago it was released. I had not seen it around in order to buy it. And if you've been following along lately, you know I've been on a whiskey budget for 2020, and you also may know that I hit the end of that budget and really shouldn't have been buying anything else, but I just couldn't pass this up. I think there's some credits in there. I mean, part of my budget got spent on brandy. That's not fair. That's not whiskey. It shouldn't count. I'm going to work it out. But anyway, I didn't pass it up. I bought the bottle, and I'm pretty excited about it. So the Rare Breed Barrel Proof Rye, this particular release is 112.2. It is the first release, and most importantly, non-chill filtered. The other ryes, the Wild Turkey 101 rye, is chill filtered. So I'm pretty excited to have a non-chill filtered rye. We did open it and take just a sip the other night while we were recording the podcast. I had it with me. I wanted to share it with Dan, so we did that, but just a little bit. So now we're really going to get into it and see what we think. But boy, am I excited for this. Let's give it a lovely cork sound. Oh, it's just wonderful. And I really like the 101 rye. And for $40 for a liter, it's a pretty decent value. And I think it's pretty versatile. So this is gonna bump you up. So we're back to a 750 milliliter bottle. We're back closer to $60, not the 40 for a liter for the 101 rye. So will it make sense from a value standpoint? Let's see. But that non-chill filter piece, the barrel proof, of course, Wild Turkey goes in the barrel at 110 proof, where they could go at 125. So you're never going to get a super high proof Wild Turkey whiskey just because it starts off lower. Now I think that's wonderful. That lower barrel entry proof means there's whiskey and more water in there as it ages over time, and that means it pulls different things out of the wood. I think the mouth feels different on a non-chill filtered whiskey to go along with that lower barrel entry proof, so it should be different than the 101. It certainly noses different. Oh goodness, that is, God. I mean, the oak's more present here, I think, than any of the other Wild Turkey ryes. And it's spicy. Before I take the sip, though, mash bills matter, maybe more with ryes than bourbon even, because you kind of get a polarization. So Kentucky distillers tend to do what I might call barely a rye. So in order to be a straight rye whiskey, it's got to be 51% rye in the mash bill. This one is 51% rye. I think it's 12% malted barley, and the other 37 or so percent is corn. Where if you look at something like a 10-year-old Whistle Pig, it's 100% rye. There's no corn or malted barley in that. If you look at the ever-present MGP rye mash bills, a 95% rye, 5% malted barley. So there's kind of a gulf in the middle, and not too many people. I think Chattanooga Whiskey's doing some stuff kind of in the middle, but this is certainly that Kentucky-style rye. But more than the 101, the rye characteristic sneaks out here. So that mint, that minty, not any dill. A lot of times you get dill in a rye. None of that here. But it's just good. It's got some baking spice things going on. The legs are beautiful. I mean, it just sticks to the glass. Mm. Mm. Boy, just, it's not in that range of, gosh, man, I say that. I was going to say it's not in the range of a Michter's 10-year rye or the Kentucky Owl, batch 1 Kentucky Owl rye. That's my favorite whiskey I've ever had. I was going to say it's not there, but boy, as I sit here and sip it, it is incredibly enjoyable. Maybe it's missing a little bit of that real mouthfeel. It's just everywhere, but it really does. It comes in the mouth, it coats the palate. At 112.2 proof, it doesn't drink hot at all. And the finish is let's just sit and enjoy the finish. It just goes, and there's that mintiness to it. And just a spicy baking rye bready, spicy. Oh, this is lovely. And let's see if it works. I mean, the expectation is that this is available at the level that the rare breed bourbon is. And that means you can go in and buy a barrel proof, non-chill filtered rye from one of the vaunted distillers in the industry pretty much any day you want. And that's practical. So, gosh, I love it. I'm so happy that we're gonna have to work on those credits because I don't want to miss my budget. We'll work something out. But boy, I'm glad I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. I think you should too. If you drink that and enjoy it, let me know what you think. And if you think it's overrated or it isn't worth the money, the $60 or so, let me know. But boy, it's right in that range. It's non-age dated, but you're right there with the Pikesville. You're right there with some of the MGP based ryes in that $50, $60 range. I just think it's an incredible value and very tasty. But let me know what you think in the comments below in the video. Let me know what you think. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down if we're doing these videos right. And let us know what else you might like to see. Check out the podcast. It's on all the major platforms. Just search The Practical Still and you'll find us. And if you have any questions for us on the website, thepracticalstill.com, there's an ask button. So just fill out that form. Give us the question. We'll try and dig up the answer if we don't know it right off the bat. We won't make them up like we do during the podcast. We'll do a little research and give you a good answer. But this is a good one. I'm going to live with it for a while. We'll go back to the bottle down the road. But for now, I love it. I'm a Wild Turkey homer lately, so no surprise. But I'm glad I bought this one. I'm going to give it a try. We'll come back later and see what we think. Cheers.